Hello everyone. Right now we are on part 11 of module 1. So we are already discussing on the channel capacity theorem or formulation by Nyquist and Shannon. Nyquist theorem we already seen where he taken the assumption that the channel is noise free, noiseless channel, but in reality we have a noisy channel. So a more realistic model for finding out the data rate of a given channel or the capacity of the channel is by Shannon, and that formulation we are going to see here. So for noisy channel we have the Shannon capacity theorem. So in reality we cannot have a noiseless channel, the channel is always noisy. So in 1944 Claude Shannon introduced a formula called Shannon capacity to determine the theoretical highest data rate of noisy channel. And the formulation given by Shannon is like this: capacity is equal to bandwidth into a logarithm of 1 plus signal to noise ratio SNR, that we will see what it is, to the base 2. So this is a formulation as usual. Here also we are not seeing the derivation, its correctness, nothing. It is a well accepted formula. We are just seeing the formula part only. Okay, that is enough, and we should apply when it is needed. Okay. So this is another formulation, more realistic formulation. So the parameters are like a bandwidth is a bandwidth of the channel. SNR is signal to noise ratio. It's a ratio between signal level and noise, that we will see. Capacity, of course, the channel capacity in bits per second. Like the same capacity or the data rate is given by Nyquist also. The left hand side is same in both the theorem, but the formulation varies. In the previous one, noise is not assumed. Here noise is assumed, where this noise is actually is indicated by the signal to noise ratio. So that is how the noise is going to affect the formula. Okay. So not in Shannon formula there is no indication of the signal level. Like in Nyquist theorem we saw the formula like 2 times bandwidth into logarithm of L to the base 2. So that L, number of signal level, is not here in Shannon theorem completely. So which means that no matter how many levels we have, already by increasing level it is leading to a lot of complexity at the receiver for decoding the information, etc. And still we cannot achieve a data rate higher than the capacity of the channel. So it is something, a factor that is limited by the channel, type of channel you are using. Okay, accordingly the data rate will be limited. So in other words, the formula defines the characteristics of the channel, not the method of transmission. So by increasing level means you are changing your method of transmission. So the capacity is not going to be defined by the method of transmission. Instead it is something characteristics of the type of channel you are using. So that is what Shannon believes. Accordingly we have his formulation. Okay. So the main terminology which is not familiar for you here is SNR, that is a signal to noise ratio, and let's see how to define it. To find the theoretical bit rate limit, we need to know the ratio of the signal power to the noise power. So it is just a ratio, signal to noise. What kind of ratio we are taking? The signal, average signal power on the numerator and average noise power on the denominator. See, it's average value only. Maybe by the pre-estimate and we will calculate this value, and that is by using this ratio we are going to find out the maximum bit rate that is achievable. Okay, so it is clear, right? Average signal power divided by average noise power. We need to consider only the average signal power and average noise power, because they may change with time. So for a given period of time, the value you are calculating for signal and noise will be entirely different for what you calculated some 5 minutes back. So that will change over time. So take some set of value, take the average. Okay, that will be a clear indication of the signal power, average signal power and noise power. So as SNR is a ratio of power of what is SNR is a ratio of what is wanted to what is not wanted. You know, the signal is what we needed, right? Noise is something which we don't want. So that ratio is our signal to noise ratio, SNR. So a high value for the SNR means the numerator is high, right? Numerator is high and denominator is small, giving you a bigger value for SNR, this ratio. So numerator, that means the particular signal is having very less noise and it is a very good signal, right? The signal power is dominated, means the signal is less corrupted by noise. Now, low value of SNR means the denominator is higher. That means the noise is very high compared to the signal, or the signal is more corrupted by the noise. Now, as SNR is a ratio of to power terms, just like in the previous case, we use this decibel for notation for the power. Similarly, here also you can use the decibel unit for representing signal to noise ratio, and that is something most popular compared to other one. Okay, so how the signal to noise ratio, the pure ratio value and the signal to noise ratio in decibel related is something, same formulation we already seen. The signal to noise ratio in decibel, not only this, whatever be in decibel is nothing but 10 times logarithm to the base 10, the original value, like that. So here it is SNR. Okay. So by taking logarithm, the actual value, you will be getting a smaller representation of the actual value. Now, that about Shannon capacity theorem and the formula, I think it is clear for you. So don't think about the derivation and all, just remember the formula and what is that SNR there. So most of the case they will be asking you problems from this session, so just apply the values correctly, the decimal conversion, everything you have to remember. Here it is very important because in the formula we are using SNR only, not in SNR in decibel value. So suppose in the question they are giving SNR in decibel, you have to convert that value into the actual SNR, then you have to apply into the formula. Okay, so that you have to be careful. That is why we are studying this formula, the relation between these two. So that about the Shannon formula. Now some of the limitations that I already told, even though it is considering the noise, it is not considering all types of noise. It is having some assumptions with that Shannon proposal formula. And so it is again not much realistic. Okay, so Shannon formula represents a theoretical maximum that can be achieved with some assumptions. So in that assumption, this is a perfect value, but when it comes to practical, the assumptions may not be correct, and accordingly variations will be there. So in practice, however, only much lower rates are achieved. First of all, the data rate will be much less. How much data rate that we argued by Shannon capacity may not be achieved in the real case. Why? One reason for this is that the formula assumes, I already told you, that is about the assumption and the derivation, but we are not looking into that. Just understand that in that Shannon capacity theorem he is assuming noise, but he have a assumption on that also. Particularly he is assuming white noise or the thermal noise. Which is something unavoidable, but we have other noise also, like impulse noise is not accounted for, nor the attenuation or the delay distortion. Those things also the communication impairments, those all the impairments are not considering, only white noise is assumed as an ideal case. Even in an ideal white noise environment, suppose the white noise is what he assumed is correct, and in that environment even the present technology is still not able to achieve the Shannon capacity, the capacity defined by Shannon formulation, because of the encoding issues such as coding length, the complexity, etc. Those encoding related things are going to affect the formulation. Okay. And you will not get the theoretical maximum data rate that is argued by Shannon. Not argued, actually, all these formulations are proved well accepted formulation, but with some assumptions that also we have to consider. So now we are just trying to relate the Nyquist and Shannon in a particular case, but actually if you are looking at the problematic part, I already told you both are giving you the capacity of the channel or the data rate in bits per second. But one assuming noiseless channel, another assuming noisy channel. So they may ask you questions to relate the Nyquist theorem with the Shannon theorem. Say using Nyquist theorem or using Shannon theorem, you have to find out the capacity, and using Nyquist theorem by applying Nikus further, you can find out the number of levels that is ideal for achieving this capacity. Like that, some interrelated questions you can expect from this part. That is very important. Mostly it will be like given some set of parameter bandwidth, etc., SNR, etc. Maybe in decibel you have to convert into normal SNR, and after that you find out what is the capacity, and that capacity formulation you can apply in the Nikus theorem, and you can find out the number of levels. That kind of questions I saw mostly. And see, we will, when we are doing problems, we will be familiar with that. So by combining, so here I have a different question for you, like by combining the Nikus channel capacity expression with the Shannon channel capacity equation, you can combine both, derive the relationship between the number of levels per symbol with the signal to noise ratio. So finally you want a derivation between the number of levels L and the signal to noise ratio, and that is needed to support each other with respect to particular bit rate. Okay, so how we can relate them each other? So the derivation is given here. Just understand how it is done. The same thing you can apply for the problematic part also. So this is something, the final conclusion we are getting, that is the number of levels. In this case it is taken to be M. I think in the presentation I put it as L, and the relay and the signal to noise ratio, they are related like this, and how we are getting it. So equating the two channel capacity equation we get, because both the formula in Nikus theorem, channel capacity or bit rate is equal to 2 times bandwidth into logarithm of number of levels. In this case I taken it from some PDF, so I just taken the screenshot. That it's not the edited value. That is why it is put coming like a M, but in the presentation I discussed so far, I used term L, the number of levels. Here it is using M. Okay, this is Nikus formulation. Now Shannon formulation, bandwidth into logarithm of 1 plus signal to noise ratio to the base 2. So you can equate both, right, because both are giving you the channel capacity or the bits per second data rate, right? So when you are comparing both of them, first we can take the left side. So they see this square they moved to, so this 2 they moved to the square part, because what is log a raised to n? Log a raised to n is n log a. So here log m square is nothing but 2 log m. Okay, so that 2 we adjusted like this. So both are same, either keep the 2 here or keep the 2 here, both are having the same value. Now that is equal to b into log 1 plus SNR. Okay, now this b get cancelled. For both side of the equation you can cancel b, and now you are getting like after cancelling b, log n square to the base 2 is equal to log 1 plus SNR to the base 2. Okay, I'm not able to write here, just follow me. After cancelling b from both sides, log m square to the base 2 is equal to log 1 plus SNR to the base 2, something like x is equal to y, and you know that if x is equal to y, then I can write 2 raised to x is equal to 2 raised to y. So if whenever x is equal to y, so that is a mathematical formulation, and you can take some example and you can see why it is. If x is equal to y, definitely 2 raised to x will be equal to 2 raised to y. So that is applied here. After cancelling b from both sides of the equation, we are taking, let this quantity be x and this quantity be y. As x is equal to y, what we can write? 2 raised to x is equal to 2 raised to y. So 2 raised to this value is equal to 2 raised to this value. Okay, we can write like this. This is one way of derivation. You can use some other method also. Now I think this is something clear for you. What is 2 raised to log m square to the base 2? 2 raised to log m square to the base 2 is nothing but m square. How you are getting this? That is a general logarithm formula, not only for this. Say a raised to log x to the base a. So remember, this base as well as this value on which you are raising this should be same. The same thing applicable to say 10 raised to log something to the base 10 is equal to that something. Is it clear? 10 anything, say some x raised to logarithm of y to the base x. You can generalize like that. X raised to log y to the base x. So base should be x and x raised to, like that it should come, then the value is y. This you may studied in your logarithmic, when you learn this logarithm concept. It's a property of the logarithm, we have proof everything there. So with that, this simply become m square. Similarly on the right hand side, 2 raised to log 1 plus SNR to the base. Just these two are same, you can write it just like 1 plus SNR. Okay, by using the mathematical property of logarithm. So now what we can conclude, m is equal to, that is the number of levels, the best value for this is equal to square root of 1 plus SNR. So this is the relation between the number of levels and signal to noise ratio, and how we got it by equating the capacity or the data rate that is given by the Shannon and the Nyquist formulation. And similarly they can ask you anything, so just understand how to apply the formulation that you studied. Okay, thank you. So any doubts you can ask me in the during our discussion, live discussion. Okay.